Just really happy. Like 2019 was a different feeling completely. Like getting that first one, but then I was disgruntled after the Worlds in Mexico. I thought I should have come away with the gold. Things didn't go my way, but I knew I was in a decent position. Since then, we've knowing we were coming on to KPMP coming into this Worlds, changed my fight style slightly, and with the rules becoming a bit cleaner, we knew how everything was supposed to be going. So we cleaned my game up a bit. And Martin said, we said then, they were like, I'll be world champion again in 6 months, and that's exactly what I've been working towards, and that's exactly what I did. I think, especially how the game's gone now, the best 2 out of the 3 rounds, it's got even more like mentally a mental game, especially because you can mess up that first round. That first round is so important. Especially with the system, no one wants to give points. Everyone's quite cagey, and then people know how to fight. When you're number one, you've got a bounty in your back. Everyone wants to take that spot from you, take that round from you. And then the old game, because of my fitness, I knew I could wear people down. But they take that first round off you. It gives them confidence, and then you have to try and open up, and it's just works onto them. Everyone scores them counters. So I think that first round's crucial. Trying to be composed, trying to be collected. And my first fight shown how easy it is once you make a mistake. I made a mistake, rushed, caught again, and then the second round got taken away from me. But I knew what it was. It wasn't anything where my head went. I knew what I did, came back, and I was composed for the third round. And then after that, I was pretty smooth sailing. All the first rounds can be quite close, but I know we always say it can be 0-0 for a minute. You to keep doing the right stuff and you'll get the reward. So just about trying to break him down, trying to be patient, wait for my shot. And then, as you saw in most of my fights, the second round became quite comfortable in the end, because in the first round, people try and steal it right at the end because what's the point opening up early? But in the second round, if I've got that first round on my belt, eventually they have to start coming, they have to start trying to take them risks. And that's where it ended up being more like a flow state. As soon as I saw him open up then, I was like, the points just racked up. It happened in my semi-finals, happened in my finals, and happened pretty much throughout the day. And that's where I want to be in most of my fights. I think it's just because it is the big one. I think, like I said, I always wanted to be a world and Olympic champion. That's my goals. And the Worlds has always, well, since it started, the Worlds has been always the one. Then it came into the Olympics. But I think when the Olympics goes down to 4 weights each, still to me, and then everyone gets to come into the Worlds where it's only the top 16 in the Olympics. So Worlds can be harder. Every 4 years, obviously, it's a big different set, but every 2 years, everyone wants to be that world champion. It's, within the Taekwondo community, it's sometimes a bigger achievement. So a lot of people can put pressure on themselves, like, oh, I need a world, I need that world medal, I need to put it. And then, like I said, it is normally once every 2 years, where the Grand Prix is quite constant, so it's quite in and out. But that's what it is. People put that pressure on, and everyone wants it that much. And sometimes people can want it too much, and it can go against them, like over rushing, like putting that pressure on yourself. But it's, like I said, it's a mental game more than anything. A lot of us can kick very well. A lot of us can do all the kicks, do the spins, do the back legs, do the stabs. But it's who's got that edge, who can put it all together and stay composed in them high pressure situations, especially when things aren't going your way. Like Korea, I fought in the final. Quite chilled, quite relaxed. You played that game against him. He snuck it against Jordan, snuck it against Uzbekistan. That's how he wants to play. So going to that final, like, can't let him do that. I have to put it on him, put that fight, and cause them situations to score points. So each person takes fights differently, and if you can make that wrong mistake, it can cost you the fight in an instance. Yeah, it means everything. Like I said, especially when I did it in 2019. It's like I said, when I never thought about being double world champion, triple world champion. It was the one. I'm not trying to be greedy. I just want the golds. Gold at the Worlds, gold. And then 2019, I said if someone told me I would have done it within 3 years, I would have laughed. You had Lee Yoon on top of the game, all these other people. Why would I be the one to then, especially being GB's first male world champion, and then still like the only male world champion for able-bodied and now double. I'd be like, why am I going to be the one to do it? And then it just shows that everything's paid off, not just for me, but then my mum, my coaches, everything, like they invested in me, the money, like Martin Baker, Mark Moores, none of them did it to make a profit out of me. You could tell they were fully invested, like took me away, paid themselves to come abroad to coach me. Mum took me up and down the country even before I joined the team in 2016, from January till July, every Monday and Friday, she drove me to Manchester, stayed there, took me back, because she knew I had something, and then believed in me sometimes, even when I didn't as a cadet and junior, I knew I could do it. And it's just, when you do that, it's just that proud moment of like, it's not just for me. Even I rang my mum straight after my fight, and it's not just for me, it's for everyone who's been with me. It's for Martin Stamper as well. Like, you see that bond we've had since 2016, and every time I do it, it's that relationship you have with everyone. Like, none of it's just for me, and every time I go and put a medal on the table, I'm just thankful that they actually believed in me and because not everyone does, not everyone has that support network, and I'm really thankful I have. Yeah, what I say normally is that everyone's got like a different time clock. There were people, like, I didn't do great in juniors or cadets until my last year of junior, where I won the Junior Europeans. Before that, I medalled abroad, but it never really clicked. But I did believe in myself that I could go all the way. And then if I didn't, then I could have thrown in the towel, said I'm done with Taekwondo, it's not my calling. But I believed that I could. There were people from Great Britain doing better than me, going to the majors, performing. But I was like, no, I'm here for the long run. And I believed in that. Like, everything's a journey. When I first joined the team, it wasn't about medaling straight away. It's about that consistency. It's about putting that performance in, going in and coming out going, yeah, if I go and lose to the best person first fight, but I went and put in a decent performance, you have a stepping stones, you have that building block. So it's all about them small victories, even though you might lose like quite consistently, or even you might go out like the first time I fought Lee Deun, I lost by 19 points, but then we came back and it wasn't oh yeah, we're miles away from him. We were like, all right, a few adjustments, we could beat him next time, and everyone would be like, oh, definitely not, you're gonna get beat again easy. 3 months later, I beat him at Grand Slam. So it's just coming back, and every loss is a learning curve, and it's if you feel disappointed, but if you, like I said, we fight constantly. So if you go, oh, I lost here, you'll just lose Rome next week. If I lost here and took that mind frame into the next comp, I'm just going to lose there. If I win here, but I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the best, I'll go and lose in Rome, because there's always someone coming for you. There's always the next person trying to get that gold, because there's some top competitors always. But yeah, anytime, win or lose, there's always valuable lessons to learn and always ways to improve, and that's probably the biggest take from it. For me, it's tracking your progression. Like, in training, it's going, say you're working on new techniques, you start doing it on the pads, and then you start feeling sharp, feeling confident, then you start taking it into more like tactical application. Then even after that, then it's like, all right, now I'm going to take it into sparring, until you eventually feel confident to take it in the ring. But in general, it's getting in that ring. You can't be afraid. Once you're afraid, you'll lose. It don't matter who you come against, and that's one thing what people do. I think sometimes people can show too much respect. So that it's happened with people fighting me. I went in against Lee Deun and a lot of the top athletes, knowing if I make a mistake, they could get me. Even 2019, I was like, if I get in there, I could be embarrassed in front of home crowd. But it's not going, oh, that could happen. It's going, all right, I need to be on my best. They're going to bring the best out of me, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give everything I've got. So if anyone you fight is going, all right, I'm going to give my best I've got, and then, all right, you mess up, I'd rather lose. I'd easily get shown up and but tried, rather than going, oh, I just lost, but then didn't really do anything. Never give myself an opportunity to win. And then how much information you get. All right, I conceded here. This is why I conceded there. You can watch it back, and then you go into training again and restart. You put the stepping blocks again. You start from, all right, now we need to work on this technique. Now we need to work on this movement. And then each competition, that's why I said, it's not, you don't track by the medals at the start, because if you do, you'll not see them and you think you're going nowhere. If you lose by 20 points, then you lose by 15, then 10, you're showing you're going in the right direction, and that's why it's just going in there to challenge, and eventually you will start challenging, taking a round off people, and then hopefully you eventually start beating people. Thank you guys for your continued support. It's been a great World Championships, and I'll see you at the Rome GP.